Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, session number 216. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to let you look over my shoulder, share my screen as I write a script. I am doing this in order to demystify the screenwriting process, the process of getting all those thoughts and feelings and ideas and ambitions into script form on a page, because I think that it is an under-taught part of screenwriting. A lot of people tell you how to make a great script. A lot of people tell you how to make a script that sells. But my feeling is you can't make a great script if you can't get the script written. And in my experience, 25 years writing for TV and movies, I have found that the one thing that is consistent is actually the process. The day-to-day, how do I turn this into words? How do I make it into a scene? How do I make scenes into an outline? That process, that's the same. You have to figure out your productive process. So I'm just going to show you mine. I'll let you watch me walk through it so that in case you can take just a couple of techniques or tricks or tools that I figured out for myself and use them. That's all there is to it. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. If what I am doing does not help you, do not do it. Do what works for you. Every artist has to find their own path. You have to make your own path. That's the truth about art. So all we're doing here is just letting you see how I do it in case when you are facing the blank page, you can say, oh, well, he did this thing. I'll try that. See if it works. You do not have to watch all of these. 216 hours is too much time for you to spend watching me write when you should be writing. The main thing you do is you drop in here and there, you try it, you'll see how I'm taking on different parts of the process. If you enjoy my company, if you like hearing the things I say, great, hang out, enjoy, you are more than welcome. But the main thing you need to do is figure out what's good for you. To do that, I suggest you go to my channel and check out the first 3 playlists: Screenwriting Essentials, Screenwriting Tools, Skills, and Craft, and The Process, Being a Writer. That is where I took what I know, everything I've learned in 25 years of writing professionally, and I tried to make it into little 10-minute lessons. The name of the lesson, the point of the lesson is in the thumbnail. Use what you have: dramatic action, genre, flashbacks, whatever topic I'm trying to express. I tried to make it really easy to find, and I tried to keep the video really, really simple and concrete and useful, because that's really all that matters. You don't need a grand theory. You do not need to know how other people did it. You just have to figure out what's useful for you. Howdy, Kirby. Howdy to Jean. Howdy to you, Natasha. So that's what we're doing here. Let's get to it. All right, let's get to the project. That's what I like to do. I hope you are all doing well. I am excited to keep moving through this because although I did not get a lot done yesterday, at least I got something. At least I got a couple of lines going, and that's the thing. All right, wait, got a question from Natasha. Page breaks. When one act ends, is it necessary to start a new page or just on the next line? This is a question that doesn't really have an answer. There are some, depending on what company you're working for, you make the choice yourself. I think you can do it either. If you're writing your own script, do it whichever way you like. Just have like 3 or 4 blank lines and then have act 3, whatever. I don't even think you should put act breaks in, unless you are trying to write for commercial, network television. You don't put act breaks in the script. You just have them. You know where they are, but unless you're actually planning to have a blackout and some commercials, there's no point in having act breaks. Act breaks are a formality that some companies want, some companies don't. If it helps you, do it. If it helps you to put them on different pages, do it. If it helps you to have it flow, I like flow. I don't like to have any part of the script where somebody can say, okay, I can stop here. So therefore, I personally would have like the end of the act and then a couple of blank lines, just a little white space that they say, oh, it's change, and then act two, and then keep it going. If you have a blank page, people are going to say, I think I'll stop here and go get a cup of coffee. So that is my suggestion. And if you are trying to get your page count down, as you seem to be doing, makes a difference in the length of my script. But that's the other thing. Acts only exist on the page in television scripts. There are no act breaks in screenplays, in movie screenplays. Movie screenplays, there may or may not be act breaks. Also, different people secretly have different numbers of acts. I know somebody who always writes 4 acts. Shakespeare, 5 to 7. And he was no slouch. There's no act breaks in a screenplay for a film. The only time you have act breaks that are formally on the page is in a television script that is supposed to have commercial breaks. Something like Hulu, they leave commercial break blackouts, even though some people are watching without commercials. Anyway, that's what I know about act breaks. Hello, Donna Nelson. Natasha, I would say for you, A, don't have it run to another page. Don't break it to another page if you want to save space. And 2, don't even put the act breaks. That'll save you even more space. And what's more, if it's a feature, you don't want to mark your act breaks. Okay. I'm just reading over what I wrote yesterday. That's it. Look at that. All right, that was a good scene. Now I'm going to read through this scene because I have to rewrite it. Oh wait, people have said things. Maria made it. How you doing, Maria? Yeah, Natasha, you're good. You can do that. You can do it the way you want. Hi. I'm reading my scene in case you were wondering. So sorry for your loss. Who are you? What did the police do? Who is this? Who are you? Who are you? I'm trying to decide if I want to put a emphasis, like who are you, or who are you, or no. You see, that's the thing. A good actor will play it the way they feel. I don't want to say to them, say who are you, or who are you. That's what you don't do. Okay. That is a great question. At the moment, I was keeping her as Xena's mom. That is truth. That she should probably have a. Oh, I'm sorry, Dana C. Scott. I hope that you are not feeling well with something that is passing and will respond to being taken care of. Certainly lurk. You do not have to do more than lurk. Maria is saying, I have a lot of Soldier 1 or X's what I followed and stuff like that. I was thinking, should I give them names? Yes, you should, and I should. You caught me. You busted me. Her passing Rolanda, not Rolanda. Equally made over mom. Lorinda. I knew somebody named Lorinda. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Now I have to change Xena's mom to Lorinda. The reason, by the way, that I am doing this, to get back to Maria's question about should we name her as in Soldier number 1, the answer is if this person is just in one scene and just has 1 or 2 lines and you just want to call them by Xena's mom or something, that's fine. But since this is a series and Xena's life is going to be part of the story and we're probably going to meet this mom again, I am going to name her because she will actually be a character. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I beat you to it. So the answer is, if you are creating a character, yeah. If you are creating a character who either doesn't speak or only says 1 or 2 things and then moves on, you do not have to name them. It's kind of nice to name them, but it's a lot of work for you. For the actor, it's nice because it's better to be cast, like in IMDb, it's better to say, I was Hugo Voldemort instead of Soldier number 2. On the other hand, especially if you're like Maria is doing a giant space epic with lots of characters, especially lots of little characters, you may not want to name all of them. So that's my answer. But if somebody's going to show up in more than one scene or have a good hunk of dialogue, then you want to give them a name. Thank you. I am so glad. Thank you, Karine. That is very nice. It is nice to meet you. It is great to have you here. Just when I was thinking, I often am like, why am I still doing this? Although, honestly, it's obviously good. Being here every day has been good for the channel. It's been great to establish a world full of people who I talk to regularly about writing. So yeah, that's all good. I just wonder about what anyone's learning. It's just the point of this channel is exclusively to teach writing. That's all I'm doing here. This is not. There's no other goal for me, and so now sometimes I think, oh, am I actually teaching? But apparently I am. In a movie, I could see, yes, exactly. In a series, the character will show up again. Yes, you really do want to give them a name if you can. I know. Can you believe it? I am going to hit. Okay, Matt, that's fair enough. I will not ask for credit. Okay. That's better. Zeno Morano. I was a friend of George's. I was a friend of George. I was a friend of George. Yeah, do you say George's? No, you'd say I was a friend of George. I was a friend of George, Jeff. I was a friend of George. I was a friend of Bill. No, a friend of Bill. That's different. Okay. How do you know my number? That's I know your name, of course, from George. All right. Would she say her name? Yeah. I mean, we know that she knows it, but I was friends with George. I was friends with George. I was friends with George. That's better. And how do you know my number? And how do you know my number? All right. I know your name, of course. I like this from George. Your name, of course, from George. So I searched all the Madeline Morrisons and I broke that down by age. Then there really weren't that many. And then I started to look for images because he has that picture of you on his bookshelf. Okay, it's either faded or old. Well, it's old, so there is a framed photo of George and Madeline. And the software, there's a software that can age or they use it for victim profiling and missing persons. Okay, this is where we get fun. So I ran some of the photos of different people named Madeline Morrison. There were 7 possible. There were 7 possible. All right, let me see. Thank you, Maria. I turn on subscriptions and sort gives a way to support you, and that is so much. That's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. The reason I'm not doing subscriptions and Patreon and stuff is because I don't think I'm going to be doing this that much longer. I don't want to start setting up stuff and then stop doing this. But I genuinely am getting to my goal is to get to where I have said everything I have to say, to get all my lessons done, and all, so that like more and more as people ask questions, I'm like, you should just check this one, just check that one, look at, I've already said this. And I don't mean that in like exasperated, but I mean I'm not a good teacher would enjoy that. They would say, if I keep asking the same questions, it means that generations of people are moving through and learning, and I'm building a large number of people who I have taught. But I'm thinking my goal was to create a work. I mean, honestly, the point was to create a work of art, a teaching work of art, a thing that you could go to without me. Like I'm dead, it's there. Not that I'm planning to be dead, but that I want it to exist without me. My goal is not to have me be involved in your learning from me, if that makes any sense. Anyway, that's what's going on here. In fact, I'm shortly going to be not doing coaching, one-on-one coaching anymore, because it's just a lot of time. And in order to actually make it like a big money making thing, I would have to do a lot of it, and I'm not. Okay. Hello, Mohammed. Following it, Algeria. Oh, happy to assist the lives. I learned a lot. Yes, that I do think. I think the live streams are really valuable for just that detailed. It's like watching someone cook. I love cooking, and when I watch anybody actually do it, like I want to watch a video, it's so much better than just looking at a recipe. To actually watch how they do it is so useful. Hi, Mickey. I am so glad that you could catch it live too. Welcome to the live stream. Create a new realm for my script. Realms are good. Spoken about how much description. Less is best. Should I keep most detail for the pitch? No, you don't want the pitch to be longer than the script. You don't want the pitch to be more detailed than the script. If this is tricky. If you have a lot of detail, you probably shouldn't be writing a script. You don't get to do that. I mean, like if you're creating Star Wars, in theory, if you were just writing the script, you would be describing that it's a sandy place, but you wouldn't say every detail of the architecture, which is all so much fun. Truthfully, scripts are a terrible place to try and describe. It's just bad to spend a... On the other hand, and I really do want to say this, for every rule, including mine, there are going to be exceptions, and maybe yours is the script that kind of reads like a novel and has extra layers of description, and it's great. The only thing I do know is most people who are reading a script professionally, they just don't have time. They want to move fast. They're reading 3 or 4 scripts a night. It's just hard work for them after a full day of work. So therefore, they just don't want to get bogged down in a good read. Even if it's a good read, they don't want to spend a lot of time. That is, however, if you're inspired, if you're finding it and you're writing it, maybe write it that way. And you can always use that as the basis for something else, or you can always do the heavy description version and then cut it down. But realistically, look at scripts. Look at scripts that are doing well. Look at scripts that are out there that are winning awards. You're not going to see lots of description. You just ain't. All right. I'm just grabbing some of these questions so I can remember to put them. So, hi, Alex. Alexis, indeed, you are back. Yesterday, you said that starting out, you also wanted to direct your own material. Nothing. I didn't throw in the towel. I did direct some of my own material. Yeah, no, I love directing. I love it. It's just that it costs a lot of money and takes a lot of time, so that therefore you can only do so much of it if you are trying to make a full-time living doing other things. That's the tricky part. And also, I just take a long time to do. I take more time than one should. However, I did not. I directed a bunch of videos, actually. When 8mm video first came out, Sony had the first consumer edit controller, which was really simple, but you could edit tape because it was at the time, it wasn't digital yet. You could edit videotape at home, which was a big deal. You couldn't do that without really expensive equipment. So this was back in the early 1990s. I got a hold of some of that equipment with some grant money, and I made feature-length video movies. It was an experiment. There was no money in it. There was no way to make money at it. But my feeling was, if I want to direct, I want to direct, and if I could do that, just like putting on a play in your backyard, you just do it. So I did that. Later, I did a short at a video company I worked at, and then later still, I raised money and put together a no budget, ultra low budget. It was about $80,000 total indie film that I got into a couple festivals. Rhode Island, Atlanta. I went to a couple of festivals. It's the one where I got 60 people to watch the movie. What was really cool was even with all of its flaws, and it had many, it worked in many ways, and people were excited by many parts of it. And so that was well worth it. And then later I did another another $80,000 DIY movie called Disfigured, which I got into 6 festivals and even won one and got a distributor. And you can see it on iTunes or Amazon right now. You can go there and click on that button and watch that movie. And I am really proud of that one. It's called Disfigured. And then after that, I wrote a script that Blumhouse produced that I wrote and directed, and it went direct to Cinemax. Unfortunately, nobody watches Cinemax. It's not available much, but it is out there. It is on YouTube. It's called Like, Share, Follow. Hold on. Let me boom. First of all, you should know about this. This is Disfigured. Disfigured. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. It's a little indie film, very, very, very rough around the edges, about an anorexic woman and an obese woman who become friends. It's really good. It's one of the best things I've done in my entire life. I am very, very proud of it. So that's there. And then okay, then Like, Share, Follow is not as meaningful as that other one, but it is very entertaining and more professionally done. Here's the deal with Like, Share, Follow. It was released direct to Cinemax, which then they had it on their website for a while, but now it is almost impossible to find. But it's on YouTube. There is a full version. Somebody took the movie, they put it on YouTube. You can watch it. You can watch it right now. Go watch it. I am fine with you watching it without paying the 2 cents that I would get for residuals. I would love you to watch it. That would be great. So that's about a YouTuber who gets into a fatal attraction relationship. And that stars Keenan Lonsdale. If you guys know who he is, he was in The Flash for a while, the TV show, and he's now a model and singer. A musician. He does some fantastic music, and Emma Horvath, who is going to be in the new Amazon. I don't know what part she is. It's not one of the leads, I don't think, but she's going to be in the new Amazon series, the Lord of the Rings series. She's in that. Anyway, so the answer is I did not throw in the towel. It takes years to get a professional project going. And it takes years to get a DIY project going because you got to raise the money and do it. So the answer is every 4 or 5 years I made a movie. I directed a movie. I always did. It just took like 4 or 5 years to finish them and to recover from that financially and emotionally and to do it again. But I never stopped. I would not stop now. If somebody wants to give me a few $100,000, I'll make a movie tomorrow. Okay. Donna Nelson. Oh, this is about how much detail. How much detail? Yeah. Get it on paper first, and then edit. Yes. So yeah, that is. Maria's right. Do whatever you gotta do, but do know that if you are writing something that is extremely detailed, you probably want to turn it into a form that accepts that, which is why I'm a big fan of fiction for that. There's so many new forms, but who knows? Think about it. Yes. Appendices prep. Yes, absolutely. In theory, you could do that. That would not be a bad idea. If you can make it a really good readable thing, and then in the background, at the end, or a separate document ideally, because if you have it as the appendices to the script, it's going to make the script look extra long. They're going to be like, oh crap, this is a 200-page document. That's no good. So I would, in theory, have it be as a separate document, but that's just me. Are you saying you might be doing much more of these projects? How about a movie? It's different to write a series, but it is. But no, I want to. I am going to write a novel. I am in the midst of trying to write a novel, but I can't write while I do this. Not really. Like this is. I mean, this thing is not. This thing is. I'm writing it for you, for teaching. I'm not writing it for me. So the answer is. Yes, I will not. When I get done with this script, I'm only going to do live streams on various topics for a while, and then I'm going to slowly do less live streams and no live streams so that I can do writing a novel, which I want to do. Yes, movies are a really weird art. Yes, 5 acts is fine. Don't worry about acts. You're cool if you do 5. Like I said, I know people who do 4, 5, 7. It's okay. Hi, Adam. I am so glad that. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I really feel like that one. You know, I do. I work hard on these lesson videos. I really try to make them like practical. That's the hardest thing. And one of the main things about being practical, and that's why I'm talking about not doing practical, should end. Practical lessons should end and send you back to do what you're doing. You should not be spending all your time listening to me. You should be spending all your time doing your work. Go write something. That is the point. That is the message. Thank you. Yep. All right. I read a comic for a series on Netflix. Throughout, the author was talking about how many years it took to get production. Yes, that is absolutely right. Years. If you are at the top of the game, if you are like whoever is if you are currently like Shonda Rhimes and you want to do a movie, you probably could get it done pretty fast. But other than that, it takes years to get stuff going. Yes. Background character biographies for the characters, supplemental information, and some actors love that. Some like to do it themselves. They like to figure it out for themselves. But it cannot hurt for you to have it as long as you don't rely on it. If you are writing background character biographies or descriptions of the locations or the political setting, if you can read the script and not need to know that, then you're fine. If you only can understand the characters because of their biography that's not in the script, that's a problem. Okay. All right, let me see if I can just cut this down. Man. So I ran the photos of people, different Madeline Morrisons. There were 7. I ran the photos of different Madeline Morrisons. Now here's the interesting thing. Once she found one was on your corporate website because one was you at a fundraising corporate. One was you at a fundraising picnic. Company fundraising picnic. It is you, right? Your church's wife. Thanks. How did you know George? I don't know. Okay. Is this too long? Too many steps? Too many okay, what? Huh? What? Okay. How do you know my number? Yeah, this is just too long. I'm liking it, but this is the fun part is here, and then she goes back and asks. Okay. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yeah, this is right, but there's a dramatic yo-yoing. This is something really you try not to do. Is that I am thinking about all the steps of information I want to get through, but they can't keep running the same loop of Madeline going, wait a second, who are you? How do you know this? How do you do this? And Xena then like gushing with information. You can't do that 3 times. It's too many repeating the same dramatic action. Dramatic action. Boom. Video on that title. The action of this is that Xena is reaching out to Madeline. Madeline is trying to sort of fend off and position in her mind who Xena is before she takes an action, before she confides or requests. So therefore, I know that this just does it too many times. The let's look. Who are you? Then how do you know my number? And she gushes and gushes, and then how did you know, George? And then I'm sorry, what? Uchi. It's too many times. So therefore, is this an attack with exposition style? It is for Xena, but the problem is that Madeline's tossing her too many softball questions. I just need to change one of them. This gets lost here. Greetings, Ray. That's a long line of dialogue. No, I feel okay about this. Like this line, the whole point about these lines is that she's gushing. So A, it's fast, and B, the whole point of it is that she is giving too much information, that she is oversharing. So in order to create the oversharing, I need to give her she's talking too much. In other words, it's not that my line is too long, it's that her talking is too long, which is correct for her character. Yeah. No, that is absolutely right. I don't know. I think Xena we're all here for you. All. all the corkboard folks. all the corkboard people. All the corkboard people. What are corkboard people? What are corkboard people? Corkboard Yarn and Pins is a web sleuthing group. I was in with George. We were in. I don't know. We're all here for you, all the corkboard. We're all here for you. All. Who's all? All? Ba, 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 ba. She is going to be important. They are going to be important. They are a member of the group, and they are going to become one of the ensemble of people. First of all, we need people to die later in the series. Remember, this is just the pilot, so we're introducing a bunch of people who are going to get developed in later episodes. Yeah. I don't want to say, what do you mean all? She does a bunch of. We're all here for you. All the corkboard people. That's it. Yeah. What are corkboard people? What are all the corkboard folks? All the corkboard people. All the corkboard folks. All the corkboarders. Corkboarders? Well, so many people are indeed. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Which, by the way, is a genius play, which teaches you everything you need to know about writing, if you ask me. Hold on. I'm typing in the wrong place. I apologize. Okay. Boom. If you get a chance, read this play. You can read it and get what you need out of it. As far as writing goes, what's really cool about it is that the people are talking based in their own experience. Like the beginning of the play is these two guys sitting alone in a void, and one of them is flipping a coin, and it keeps coming up heads, like unnaturally, because they are part of someone else's story. They are no longer in the real world of chance. They are characters in Hamlet. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are minor characters in the play Hamlet. They are used by Hamlet to it's like a test message to find out about. There's a plot against Hamlet's life, and he turns it around, and it ends up getting Rosencrantz and Guildenstern killed. So the point is, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two people who exist in Hamlet in order to get killed. So this is a play about what it's like to be those people. And it's amazing because one of them is really working on it. It's like, why is our life suddenly going this way? What's happening to us? Why are we being pulled by this narrative that has nothing to do with us into our own death? Which they only realize as it goes on. Anyway, but what's really brilliant about it is that they're talking intensely, sometimes philosophically, but also jokingly through misunderstandings. It's just great character and dialogue. Okay. Crew, yes. Dana, you may be sick, but you have solved all the corkboard crew. That is exactly. What's a cork? All the corkboard. The what? The what? We're all here for you. The whole corkboard crew. The whole corkboard. Corkboard what? Corkboard yard the pins. It's a web sleuthing group. George was in. It's a community of home-based, non-professional detectives who meet online to think crime. Crime crackers. That's where I met George. I think you might have known him better than I did then. You may have known him better than. This is. Yes, Xena is often that person. She will often finish other people's, leap on their thoughts. Yep, kill your darlings. It's hi, AJL Stick. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Oh, you got here from a YouTube comment. What was the comment? Which comment would get you there? Yes, I cannot, again, if you want to learn writing, I cannot emphasize what a great lesson. There is a movie of it. It's okay. The play is better. There's something about the play where the intensity of the isolation, the people trapped on the stage, it's just brilliant. Okay. How do you handle tracking the opposing elements in a tense scene, hope and fear, with it getting into this sort of dramatic? Yeah. Well, this is a good question. One of the things that you have to remember is hope and fear don't have to go back and forth. You can have both at once. You can, when you are talking to someone in a tense scene, you are operating from hope, but fearful. So you're the character's caution, or the character's determination, or it depends on the tension. What is the tension? What is the cause of the tension? What is the thing that they fear, and what are the thing they hope for? What are they trying to do? But you don't. The yo-yoing has to do with whether or not you're performing the same action. As long as you're not performing the same action, like if you're going from hope to fear, and in doing so, you're having an encounter with someone who is causing you to either feel hope or fear. That's fine. You just want to make sure that you are making some form of progress and change, and not just the thing that was wrong with this. The yo-yoing is when you're doing the exact same thing. There was no hope or fear in this. There was just explanation. Now, explanation is okay because Xena is trying to accomplish something. She is trying to win Madeline over. That is the point of this scene. Xena is trying to win Madeline over, and she is going to fail. But the problem is, while that action of trying to win her over is happening, I'd made a loop of Xena giving Madeline asking a question. And the question was basically just a filler question based on something she said. So it's just like, or just, it wasn't a question that was related to Madeline trying to accomplish anything. It was just question, Xena gushing. Question, Xena gushing. Question, Xena gushing. There's too much of that. So that's what a yo-yoing is. Going back and forth between two things is not a problem as long as you are making progress on those two different things. All right, well, I'm going to read through this again because... Okay, so I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine what you're feeling. He was such a beautiful soul. What are the police doing? That's what she's really after. Who are you? Zena Morano. I was friends with George. And how do you know my number? I know your name, of course, from George. So I searched all the Madeline Morrisons, and I broke that down by age. See, now here she's like doing her crime crackery thing. So then there were many, and I started to look for images because he has that picture of you on his bookshelf, and there's photo software that can DH photos, so that use it for victim profiling and missing persons. So I ran the different Madeline Morrisons. There were 7 possible, and one was you. You at a company fundraising thing. It is you, and one was you. At a company thing. It is you, right? You are George's wife. X. How are you? Are you okay? I don't know. We're all here for you, the whole Corkboard crew. Yeah. I need a joke there. The Corkboard crew sounds like a pirate ship. Corkboard crew. Like a TV pirate show for kids. Sounds like a TV show for kids. Corkboard Yard and Pins. It's a community development. That's what I met George. Crime crackers. So that. So here's the thing. This is good. This is a good move. In the Crime Cracker forums, that's where I met George. So she's bringing it back. She's explaining who they are and what Madeline gets as crime crackers. Because remember, in the scene before, the cop was slamming the crime crackers and making them sound really bad. So this line, although it's not, I'm not going to bother to describe it, it's clear that she is not thrilled with the crime crackeriness here. But Zena doesn't get that. So she's just, I love George. I love George. He was it all. But we just work together. I mean, I love George. He was it all. But we just work together on cases. See, now she's trying to reassure her. She's trying to say, like, I'm close to him. I share that bond with you. But we just work together. In other words, I'm not a threat. I'm not a rival. So this is just her groping to find the right tone, which I really like. Do you think this killer did it? The one George was hunting in his podcast. I do. Oh well, this is good. This is good. This scene is good to hear. All right. Okay. Sorry. Oh gosh, you guys couldn't see. All right. Fine. Sorry, Mr. G. We can't see. I gotcha. Here's what I was doing. The whole sorry about that. The whole Corkboard crew sounds like a TV show for kids. Corkboard Yard and Pins. It's a Corkboard Yards and Pins. It's a community of home base. She explains what it is, and then she says that's where I met George, which originally I had like 2 steps to get to, but I realized she's gushing too much. Madeline is actually a little wary now, and then Zena is groping here for her way into Madeline, because Madeline is not opening up, not giving her a way in. So that's what's going on. Now this is a awkward silence. There we go. Okay. There's a reason, like right now, Madeline is wary in all these lines. So therefore, corkboard crew. I need to show that there's a moment in which, as much as Madeline doesn't want necessarily to trust Xena, there's nobody else to talk to. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop. Okay. Hey, by the way, I love theater more than TV. Any other resources I can explore? Seven Souls in the Skull Castles. Theater, I'm going to try and put together some theater resources. What you like, explore what you like, and just like take little steps off what you like. Whatever writer wrote something that you like, whatever genre of play you like, just look for more of that. Whatever period, different eras in playwriting, just explore. There's so much there. I strongly recommend learning and working in theater if you want to write scripts. There's skills you learn when you have to put people on the stage talking to each other that never fails you when you have to put people on a screen talking to each other. Yeah, thank you so much, Maria. I'm so glad that you were here. It was so fun to have you. Take a break from work to hang out. And we got this scene was good. We did good stuff. Plus we talked about interesting things. All in all, this was a successful hour. And I'm gonna get out while the getting's good. Go write something.